Okay guys, it is Team Bodybuilding Nick Wright, and we're about 2.5 weeks after the 2009 INBF Monster Mash. A very successful 2009 year, and I'm excited for it to be over and start moving on to bigger and better things and improving and putting on a whole lot of size for 2010. But really quickly before we move on to the 2010 off-season training, I wanted to stop really fast and make a video on what I used to get that artificial but very deep tan for my competitions. A lot of you have been asking me how I applied it and what I used, and unfortunately I was not able to get a video up because I ran into some technical difficulties. So I'm going to right now give you an example of exactly what I used, how I used it, and why I chose to use it over other tan products. Using myself as an example, I want to first start off by saying that I personally stay away from Dream Tan. There's a lot of competitors out there, especially in the INBF, who swear by it. I choose to stay completely away from it. I used it in my very first show back in 2006, and I actually used it in an NPC show in 2007 before they banned it. Now the problem with Dream Tan is it comes on very, very thick. You take it and you apply it almost like you would a lotion, and it has a very, very nice deep dark color. The color is exceptional, but it covers up lines, it covers up veins, and it'll cover up your grainy dryness. It's like mud, and it comes on way too thick no matter how you apply it. If you do choose to use this, I strongly recommend getting a professional to tan you up. There is a method to it. If you try to do it yourself, it's going to come on too light, too thick, too muddy. Something will be wrong with it. What I choose to use instead is Pro Tan, Overnight Competition Color. Now, of course, Pro Tan does have its cons as well. It can be too light, it can be too orangey. So there's some tricks to do that you can enhance it. For instance, mixing Pro Tan with Jantana. That will give you a nice dark, slightly red, very bronzy color that is perfect for any stage lighting. But I've actually had no problem with Pro Tan. Now, there's a few steps that you want to take before applying Pro Tan. One is to make sure that you have a natural base. I go tanning a couple of weeks before I apply the Pro Tan. I usually go once or twice a week, but I also have Native American in me, so I have a very naturally dark skin color. If you are very white and light colored in skin naturally, you're going to want to go tanning a lot more. As bad for you as it is, it's what you have to do to get that good solid base. Once you have that base and it comes time to apply this, you want to start by Tuesday before the show, or even Wednesday, shaving your bodily hair. Even if you don't have a whole lot like myself, I have light hair on my arms and legs. You want to shave it because it will interfere with the smoothness of the coat. You need to get it off. You need to suck up your pride and go ahead and shave your hair. It's not a huge deal, guys. Everybody thinks that by shaving your hair, you're shaving off your manliness. But last I checked, women have hair as well. Muscles are more manly than anything. So, that aside, you want to make sure you shave. I have my girlfriend help me out with my legs and arms because I don't know what I'm doing. And then you can start applying this. Now, there's a little trick to applying it, but it's not too hard at all, and the directions are actually right on the bottle and the site as well. I personally spray it on the muscle I'm about to tan up, but you can also spray it on the brush itself or do both. You then want to do a few solid streaks up and down, and then just quick little blends, just to blend it all in very nicely. And you can see it's pretty light right now. Of course, you put a little bit more than that on if you're doing your whole body. And do not panic or try to put too much on. It's going to be very light when you first apply it. And as it dries, you'll see it get darker and darker. And actually, the next morning, it'll be extremely dark. Now, what you want to do is follow the directions very carefully on this. What I do to achieve a very perfect coat is I start Wednesday night before my show. Show is always on Saturday. Wednesday night, apply the first coat. Late at night. Alright, then you let it dry for a while. Don't put clothes on right away. Just hang in there. I use black posing trunks that I don't use anymore, only for tanning, because you don't want to ruin your good ones. Then go to bed with the tan on. The next morning, shower it off. Don't scrub and don't try to soap up or anything like that. Just rinse under the shower. You're going to get the whole top layer of it off. You're going to step out of the shower a lot lighter, but a lot smoother, and that's a nice foundation to start with. After that, you're done with the showers until after the show. Thursday morning, apply a coat. Thursday night, apply a coat. Repeat. Friday morning, you do not take a shower. Friday morning, get a coat in. Friday night, get a coat in. Saturday morning, you have to use your own judgment. And if you have time, I recommend touching up your coat. I've, in the past, applied a whole new coat Saturday morning before the prejudging. But I recommend just touching it up here and there. If it's streaky or ran it all from sleeping, just add a little bbit where you can reach, and don't go gung-ho on it because you're not going to need to. Remember, applying a whole new coat will cover up your lines at first until it dries. So you don't really want to go and add a whole new wet coat right before you step on stage. So like I said, just touch it up a little bit, let it dry nice and good, and do not try to apply another coat too soon after you applied the first one, or it will run. Only start from the bottom, work your way up, and that's how you apply Pro Tan. Like I said, you can add Jantana, and there's a couple other little tricks to really enhance the color. This has worked for me so far, and I think I may try the Jantana next time. Till then, that's how you do it. Once that's all dry, muscle juice, strongly what I recommend. This gets the sheen and the shininess and the glistening of your muscles out on stage. It also locks in the Pro Tan because Pro Tan grips into your skin like a skin dye, but with excessive sweat and water, it will start to run. Muscle juice will actually lock it into your skin. After the show, you take a shower, you'll wash the majority of it off. You can then get into different clothes without it running all over your clothes. And for the rest of the week, it'll continue to sort of rub off and kind of flake off. Some parts of it will come off really smoothly like a regular tan. Other parts of it will look flaky and you look like you have some sort of a disease. Not a big deal. Either way, that is how I get my color from Pro Tan. Again, many people swear on Dream Tan. If it's cool with you and you know it looks good and you have a professional helping you out, you can put a layer of Dream Tan on over the Pro Tan. Regardless, Pro Tan is the source of my tan for every competition. Stay tuned, guys, because I'll have some crazy training videos coming up for this off season after the holidays, which I haven't had a chance to get too many up of. So, have a happy Thanksgiving.